What's up guys? Today I've got another creepy TikTok lined up for you guys. Those of you who haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel. Let's build this channel from the ground up. Let's take a look at the video.
History is a lie. Tartaria wasn't just a civilization, it was a threat to the system. A vast global empire with architecture that defies explanation. Star forts aligned with sacred geometry, domed buildings designed to harness free energy, grand cities buried under mud floods. They didn't collapse, they were reset. The Bible speaks of fallen empires, great deceptions, resets hidden by time. Were the Tartarians remnants of the pre-flood world? Did they understand Tesla's secrets, etheric energy, vibration, frequency? The elite couldn't allow it. The narrative had to be rewritten. Mud floods, great fires, stolen history. They erased Tartaria. Because if you knew what came before, you'd question everything.
I'm going to show you how I time travel in real time. Let me show you this, guys. This is going to blow your freaking mind. I actually have to go into a more condensed area. Everybody wants to find out how I time travel. This is it, you guys. I do it through a portal potty. Let me show you. All right, I'm gonna time travel in real time. All right, here we are, guys. Dude, I freaking teleported. This sometimes happens, guys, where I don't time travel, I actually teleport. Looks like I'm in like Yuma, Arizona or something, guys. Oh, dude, I'm gonna have to hitchhike back. I mean, it's beautiful out here in Wisconsin, but why the hell was there a portal potty way out here? It transported me literally all the way out here, guys. Damn, I'm gonna have to hitchhike.
That is so fake.
His was the craziest testimony from that. And so basically, this guy is saying in 2009, he's deployed with his Marine unit to the Philippines. Then a small part of that Marine unit, like 8 or 9 people, get actually moved off to Indonesia. Is this right?
Yes.
And there's a 7 Richter scale earthquake that had just occurred in the area, so it's a disaster zone.
This is good. We're going to want to go over this whole thing. Keep going.
And he sees this 8-gon, octagon-shaped craft, matte black. He describes it as like blacker than black. And it's hovering above the treetops. And his unit starts to close in because he's like, what is this thing?
Yeah.
And there's a humming sound around it. So not a traditional engine.
Yeah.
And as they're sort of moving towards it, what he describes as this elite, possibly Department of Energy paramilitary unit with technical gear out the wazoo comes and apprehends he and his team.
Yeah.
And they have bioscanners and they have all sorts of technical gear. They're threatening this team of Marines and they're saying it's easy to get lost in the jungle, right?
Yeah.
They were actually 2 of the guys were actually talking about either, hey, should we smoke these guys right now? You know, that's what they kept saying. It was kind of feeding more into the fear at that point because, again, I don't know who these guys are. I know they had American gear, they had American sidearms as well. If these guys have actually taken an oath like we have, and then why they're going against people like us and even willing to kill servicemen who just even stumbled onto this, it just blows my mind, and it's very sick.
And so Michael Herrera comes back to the U.S. He's shocked. He actually does a little bit of press around this because he's like, this is ridiculous that this is being hid to the American public. And then somebody back channels to him from the program and says, actually, the reason that elite squad was there and they were there next to that craft is because they were transferring psionic assets for the program.
Yeah.
And so this was a human trafficking operation where they were taking people, putting them in pods, loading them onto these craft, and then that craft was taking them back to the U.S. for use.
We back channeled it. That was us. We back channeled that.
That was
information.
you.
That was me.
Oh my God.
So when that happened, we were able to corroborate at least 3 key things. One, that those type of paramilitary units do exist because guys from our group get recruited and offered jobs to go exercise our skills elsewhere outside the U.S. I have never done it. I've never been part of those teams. The other thing is the description of the craft is exactly what I had seen before and my team had seen before, except he claimed this one was like 300 feet in diameter. Never seen one that big. The other thing were the containers. He described the container used for transporting drugs. He was just speculating. He wasn't lying, but he assumed that they were there, must have been transporting drugs because he saw these units on the roofs. Well, those units were, those units that they used are consistent with the workstations we use when we're out on the range. They're mini split HVAC systems that are used up there because, as I explained, that's where we have our data observation team in those, and most of the time those are the Faraday cages for the psionic assets. We also know that that there are operations OCONUS outside the continental United States where prospecting for psionic assets takes place, and they're highly coveted. And the interesting thing is I hear in those programs that there's something valuable about the life experience in third world countries, in that it seems as though people that live a simpler life and are outdoors more and have less contaminants in their food and their drugs and in their culture seem to be a little bit better at disassociating and heightening their intuition. And they come willingly because of the economic imbalance between where they come from. So what I really don't like about how that came out, and when Sean Ryan was there at the time with us in DC when this happened, and we talked about this. Shortly after that is when Herrera went on his show, and the thing took a kind of a dark turn because the term human trafficking was slapped on this thing, and when you hear that, you think of slavery and sex trafficking and all these things. And it's my understanding that's not at all what goes on in these operations. It's no different than someone setting up any other type of business, and the people come willingly. The people that work in these programs, it's a great job. It's fun. Some of them have known their whole life that they have this intuition or this special talent, and they're socially awkward or have other pathologies, social pathologies, that they're dealing with too, that somehow seems like it plays into this. So it's like, not all the people that are talented in this way are normal in every other way. It's like God created some balance. So when they can come and get involved in this program and have food and shelter and be treated with respect and make money, like if you went down there on your high horse representing the United States and morality and went in and tried to liberate these people, they'd be like, get out of here. We don't want to be liberated. This is our job.
Can I play devil's advocate for 1 second? I think in the Michael Herrera testimony, he thought that whatever organization this paramilitary group was from was taking advantage of the fact that Indonesia was this disaster zone.
Right.
And some of these people could go missing easily.
Yes.
And so that, to me, sounds
That's
a little
one
more...
theory. Or the hurricane, the natural disaster was actually threatening a workspace for this operation, and they needed to get the hell out of Dodge.
Got it.
I have no firsthand experience with that operation, nor direct contact with anyone involved with it. I know of that type of operation. I know of that craft. I know of those containers, and I know of operations that sounded like. And so the whole point of all this, and let me put a big giant red bow on it for you, is that this was one, I saw a good Marine up there when I saw Mike. I saw a brother in arms doing his best to be put now with a microphone in his face in a fucking suit and tie in Washington, D.C., when he's cut out to be carrying a saw through the jungle. And now he's doing his best, and he's an honest, good guy, and I wasn't going to let him hang. So I sidebarred Greer and a bunch of other people and said, we need to talk about this. I thanked Michael. And I have been loyal to him throughout the process and trying to help him as much as I can get support for this, while also trying to stay low key to figure out where the problems and landmines are with this issue. And this issue was brought up to the entire incident was brought up with my corroborations, and my additional information was presented to Sean Kirkpatrick's version of AARO. He patently denied it and wrote it off as anti-interesting, and there was no evidence. And I know for a fact that Sean Kirkpatrick has admitted outside of the office of AARO directly to members of the Senate Intelligence Committee that it did in fact happen exactly as reported by Michael Herrera. and with my additions.
That's absolutely wild. The implication of this story is that we can fly these objects because we were transporting these psionic assets in this octagonal shaped craft.
So
Is that
I
right?
would think, and again, I'm stepping way outside my bounds. I have no idea how and who that operates, but something like a reversed engineered version of the craft is probably what you were saying.
Do you know the story of the Amazon rainforest? The Amazon
Let me just pause right there quickly. I know that clip has been a bit long, but like I said, I want to keep you guys informed of what's happening behind closed doors. The stuff you never hear on the news, the stuff you will never see. But these are stuff happening out there. What do you guys think about that clip?
rainforest used to be thriving with cities. And they found that out very recently because of something called LiDAR. And LiDAR is this thing where they fly over the jungle and they see irrigation, they see grids that matched out cities. They think the Europeans came through and killed everybody with smallpox. And then the jungle just took over itself. You want to really freak out? That's a man-made rainforest. Most of what the Amazon is from early agriculture that just got out of control after the people were dead.
Against all better judgment and against all people telling me not to, I went ahead and watched the video, guys, and I really wish I didn't. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to sit here and tell everybody that I watched all of this video because I couldn't. There were scenes that started that I could not bring myself to watch at all. As soon as they started, I skipped. I just knew what was going to happen the minute it started, so. But the end, these two ladies, these two people who were sleeping on top of this table, which looks like a ping pong table, they just walk away, nonchalant, wobbling, staggering, almost like they're very intoxicated, round hallways and then into this room, where they climb onto this table and they talk for a moment and then they lie down like they're going to sleep. Now, let me just point out something really quick. You see these ping pong tables and the ones behind them, and down here it looks like to me what's some sort of foosball table or football table. You know, the tables where you twist it and you've got the little players and you kick a ball into a goal. Let me just show you guys something. Is it just me? Or does it look very similar to this room here? Is the foosball football table? Is the big row of table tennis, ping pong tables? Is this just a coincidence? Or, by the way, this is in comma ping pong. So, I just wanted to put that out there. I need to go and get my head around all this, guys. I'm sorry that this hasn't been a really informative video, but my mind is mashed right now. And if you're not following me yet, you flipping should be. Come onto my page, click onto my notification bar, and click all so you don't miss no future uploads.
First of all, it seems so interesting, but I don't know what it's about. Do any of you know what that clip was about? Can you just give me something in the comments? Just write something. Because I'm not sure what it's about, but it seemed very interesting.
In Antarctica, something strange and very frightening is happening again. The thing is, they found a girl over 500 years old, and scientists say that she could be resurrected at any minute. But how is that even real? The fact that she was found under 10 meters of snow in an area where the average temperature of -70 degrees, and thanks to this, she perfectly preserved blood and various organs. Also, scientists were able to recreate her exact image, but what ended further research at the moment remains classified. But where did this girl come from? Probably you saw that on Google Maps a couple of years ago in Antarctica, found an object reminiscent of the Egyptian pyramid. So in that area, periodically go expeditions in an attempt to study this mysterious pyramid, and there was found this girl. Most likely, Antarctica used to be inhabited by an ancient race that built something similar to the Egyptians, but the ice has swallowed up virtually all traces of the advanced civilizations that used to inhabit Antarctica.
So UFOs are real, and they've been here a long time, and that's the truth. But the lie is coming. All indications, like all of them, is that that lie is going to be that there is a craft slowly making its way to us here on Earth. And that is the lie they're going to want you to believe.
Antarctic humans?
Yeah, you heard that right. They're an advanced branch of ancient polar hominids, okay? These beings have been thriving down there for centuries, untouched, unseen. They don't leave because they don't need to. Their biology is hardwired for this brutal, ice-covered world. Think about it. They're like us, but not. Snow white hair, skin so pale it's almost translucent. And listen, this isn't some struggling hidden tribe. No, this is a full-scale civilization, way older than anything we've been taught.
The elite families?
They've ruled over this frozen domain for generations.
And what do they control?
Rare minerals, resources you won't find anywhere else on Earth. Now, ask yourself, why can't we just waltz into Antarctica? Why is access so restricted? Because the powers that be don't want them discovering us, and they definitely don't want us discovering them. It's a delicate game, trading in secret, keeping this ancient empire locked away from public knowledge.
Wait. He said they don't want them to discover us and us discovering them. But if they are so technologically advanced, who's going to stop them from just coming here and doing whatever they want to, if it's a true thing?
With contact?
Contact and capture.
And we've got...
You guys think that's real?
Let's see some class. Look at this. So I flip this to L2, and then I bring this to 1, and fire. Now look at that. 5, fire. 6, 8, fire. Okay, vertical.
I think personally they shouldn't be messing with the weather, man.
There are things that are bigger than just coincidence.
So my soul to the devil.
That's what a ritual is.
I swear to Lucifer. I think the label went bankrupt, and so I sold my soul to the devil.
Sold my soul to the devil. A ritual is something that you do over and over and over again a certain way. You don't care how people feel about the ritual. It's about does following the ritual work. You can fool yourself into thinking there isn't one, but the evidence will be clear.
Hey, so you know that if you were to sell your soul to the devil, you can have instant fame tomorrow. He actually said those words.
Satanism is Satanism.
A lot of people that doubt what you say don't read. Books were my life.
Comment book to learn more about consciousness.
Stuff is real out here. Just open your eyes.
There are spiritual things going on in the world. There are things that are bigger than just coincidence. And that's what a ritual is. If part of the ritual is wearing a dress, then we should be able to look through entertainment and see all of these people being made to wear a dress. That's what a ritual is. There's not other jobs where this is a requirement. Why is this so necessary? A ritual is something that you do over and over and over again a certain way. A lot of people that doubt what you say don't read, and they haven't been readers. You know what I mean? Like, books were my life, literally. I thought that I could learn enough information to be an important person, you know?
I don't care how long he works, and I don't care what he does. There is no job worth $2 million a year. That's why they pay athletes these fantastic salaries. I was listening to the radio the other day. They just contracted to pay one player on one team $6 million a year. Can you believe this?
And why is that?
It's the Roman circus. What does the emperor do when the people become restive? When the people are asking questions and when the people don't like the policies of the emperor? He sends them to the circus. He creates a circus. He builds a giant coliseum. And he begins to throw the Christians to the lions. He has great chariot races and football games and basketball games, all to keep the idiots preoccupied with things that don't mean anything in the scheme of the entire world, so that they don't have the time to learn what the truth is, so they don't ever get smart enough to learn how they're being manipulated, so they don't ever question the emperor.
Now, I've seen this video of my brother Kodak, and I feel a call, and he's actually wearing this Donda chain. And it's not just because he's wearing a chain, but it's like, how he's sitting here wearing this chain unless something's saying to go and get my brother. And I thought about it before. I was like, man, I should go down to Miami. Maybe I could be the person that could make a difference. And that's what I'm about to do right now.
This is not the first time I see a clip of him like that. It's sad, man. But on the clip that I saw was him and is it Kai? I think Kai Sanat or something like that. I saw him wild out. But I think he's on some kind of drug, man. That must be a drug. Can't be anything else. All he does is mentally not well. I'm not sure. But he definitely needs help, man.
You know how they say like certain celebrities have powers because they're part of the Illuminati?
Oh, yeah.
One of the celebrities that played a witch recently.
Oh, Ariana Grande?
Yeah. Was on an interview, one of the most famous interviews ever.
Jimmy Fallon?
With chicken wings. Hot ones.
Oh, Hot Ones, okay.
She was caught accidentally using her powers.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Yo, so there's a clip and it's going viral, fam. She had a chicken wing. She dropped it, but people are saying she used like telekinesis when she dropped it because the chicken wing fucking flipped. Bro, watch the video though. The chicken wing freaking flipped and it like hovered over.
Oh, hell no.
And I watched it a couple of times like, yo, how the fuck? And it still doesn't make sense to me.
Let me see.
It still doesn't make sense. Look.
Are you sure it just didn't fall like a wrong way?
Watch it. What the fuck are you? Yo, no, dead ass, look.
Wait.
What the hell?
Wait, let me see
But
closer.
how, bro? No, bro. That's not real life.
Maybe she was just pinching it and then
but it flipped this way. It did a kick flip, Gavin.
Oh yeah, it did do a kick
It
flip.
did a kick flip, pop, shove it. Nah. That shit pop, shove it, and then it flipped. Look. See? How did it go? Bro.
Wait, hold on. Which way was the...
But she's holding it like
the bone,
this.
the bone. Let me see.
Look. The bone was facing her.
And then that was... Oh, okay.
Nah,
Okay, that's weird.
this is
Okay.
sus.
No. Something definitely happened there.
Probably one of the most significant people to come forward, if we can protect him, is the former chairman of a Fortune 50 company that's been involved with this. It's a household name. I won't say which one. And he wants to come forward. He's like 80 years old this year, and he deeply regrets what they've done. And, you know, he's admitted that they have the schematics and the designs to provide free energy, quote unquote, to the whole world. And he really regrets all this secrecy. But at the same time, he, as soon as he reached out to me through his assistant
Mhm.
and friend.
Fortune 50. It's one of the top 50 companies.
Yeah, it's huge. And
Can we play? Can I guess?
no, I'm not going to play that game. No, I don't. But I would betray that man's trust because it'd be easy for someone to figure out who it is.
It wasn't a military contractor, though.
It's a big company that has a lot of fingers and a lot of pies, right? Okay. But this man then was threatened, and they threatened to kill his whole family and his grandchildren. So what I'm trying to get, and it was, the Senate Intelligence Committee passed in 2023 unanimously the provision to give amnesty or safe harbor to these kind of people, right?
Yep.
But the House, in the reconciliation of the bill, took it out due to a couple of guys who were, I think, bad actors there.
Yeah, who were those guys again? Were those the Ohio guys? The Ohio Mike Turner.
Mike Turner was chair of Senate Intelligence, and the other Mike Rogers, who was chair of Armed Services, and a few other people gutted that. And it kind of...
And why? Why do you think those two guys?
Because I think they receive a lot of funding from the very people that need to be exposed. I mean, I think it's not obviously they're carrying water for someone, which is corruption.
Who can tell me in what country is that? I think that president should start panicking. People are coming. But let me know in the comments below what country that is, because I'm not sure.
President Donald Trump has frozen millions in U.S. aid to South Africa and condemned the country's land expropriation policy, raising concerns about public health and diplomatic relations.
Terrible things are happening in South Africa. The leadership is doing some terrible things, horrible things. So that's under investigation right now. We'll make a determination. And until such time as we find out what South Africa is doing, they're taking away land, they're confiscating land, and actually they're doing things that are perhaps far worse than that.
The biggest impact is the suspension of $400 million in annual funding from the President's Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief, PEPFAR, which supports 5.5 million South Africans on antiretroviral treatment. Experts warn the decision could cause treatment interruptions and a rise in HIV infections.
We are being killed in this manner. We are going to die. You know, the day I heard, I felt like I was dying. Because I thought to myself, what if next month, all right, I have medication for this month of February. What if next month there is no treatment? What will happen to me? And when I look at people around me, HIV plus people, what will happen to them?
Trump's decision is part of a broader foreign aid policy shift. However, many South Africans see it as an overreach, particularly given his parallel criticism of the land expropriation policy, which allows land seizures without compensation to address historical inequalities. In a tweet, Trump has addressed earlier that South Africa is confiscating land and treating certain classes of people very badly. It is a bad situation that the radical left media doesn't want to so much as mention. A massive human rights violation, at a minimum, is happening for all to see. The United States won't stand for it. We will act. Also, I will be cutting off all future funding to South Africa until a full investigation of this situation has been completed. President Cyril Ramaphosa called Trump's comments misinformed, insisting the policy seeks fair land access for all citizens.
We are concerned about the potential impact of the decision by the United States government to suspend some of its funding for HIV and TB programs in African countries for 90 days. Now, this funding that we get accounts for about 17% of our country's HIV spend.
The aid freeze has heightened diplomatic tensions, with analysts warning it could strain US-South Africa relations and disrupt vital health initiatives. As South Africa battles social and economic challenges, the loss of US support raises broader questions about America's long-term commitment to global health and diplomacy.
Someone needs to take a deep dive into this situation because, many things could be said and we can't just go after what we are hearing. So it could be a completely different thing, what this whole thing is about. Yes, land reformment. I know about it, and I know Mr. Ramaphosa mentioned that he's going to give the land that is unused by the people. Only that land will be given to those, so it could be utilized. So I'm not 100% sure, and I'm speaking under correction. And I know for certain that South African governments are corrupt. There's been many corruptions throughout the years in the South African government. But I hope all will be fixed in due time.
Breaking news. A 4.8 magnitude earthquake strikes near Lisbon, Portugal, February 17th, 2025. At 1:24 p.m. local time, a 4.8 magnitude earthquake struck 16 kilometers south-southwest of Lisbon, near Seixal. The tremor, at a depth of 10 kilometers, was felt across the city, causing buildings to shake and residents to evacuate as a precaution. While no major damage or injuries have been reported, this event is a stark reminder of Lisbon's seismic history. The city was devastated in 1755 by one of the most powerful earthquakes on record, estimated at 7.7 to 9.0 magnitude, which, along with a subsequent tsunami and fires, destroyed much of Lisbon and resulted in significant loss of life. This recent quake adds to a series of global seismic activities observed in recent weeks across the world, and we will continue to provide updates as we get them.
Right, people, we got some weird footage coming from the South China Sea. A strange UFO-type fleet formation that seems to be dropping some sort of objects below, and then they're disappearing and they're flying in formation, right? It's stunning the onlookers on the plane. This is around 39,000 feet near Hong Kong on November 24th, which is absolutely insane, right? Look at this, mate. I mean, I don't really need to zoom in too much here. If you get your fingers and just do that and zoom in a little bit, you can kind of see closer to what these objects are doing. This is in the middle of the ocean. Not sure what would be absolutely replicating this sort of formation here, but this is a weird one for the books. And then they vanish. What is that, mate? You guys let me know what you think. This is mental, bro.
Holy fuck. Right there, I just want a fucking tree branch.
A lot of stuff happening in LA these days, eh? Since 2025. I hope everybody's okay there, and all my prayers goes out to you guys. That's another one for the book, guys. Thank you so much for all the love and support. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I'll be posting another one tomorrow, same time, same place. Cheers.